The president met separately today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. All three of them attended the memorial service for the late Senator Lindsey Graham. The president speaking eloquently of his friend and sometimes critic who died suddenly 2.5 weeks ago. White House correspondent Aishah Hasnie begins our coverage tonight. Good evening, Aishah.
Good evening to you, Brett. You were there. It was a somber day today inside that cathedral. The president said nothing of consequence ever happened in the Capitol without Lindsey Graham knowing about it, and nothing significant happened around the world without him having a view on it. And he and some of the biggest political heavyweights said goodbye here to this very important lawmaker.
A beloved friend, a devoted brother, a respected statesman, a giant of the United States Senate, and a true American original who left us much too soon.
President Trump paying tribute to his close friend, Senator Lindsey Graham, as hundreds, including Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, came together at Washington's National Cathedral to say goodbye to a larger-than-life statesman. The day of tributes began at the Capitol, where both Democrats and Republicans paid their respects inside the rotunda. Colleagues remembered him for his humor, quick wit, and fearless conviction.
If he believed he was in the right, he spoke up. He told things the way he saw them, and he didn't mince words.
Vice President J.D. Vance recalling this standout moment.
I believe that he saved that nomination.
When Graham stood up for now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh during his Senate confirmation hearing in 2018.
She's as much of a victim as you are.
Graham's friends tell Fox News his personality was shaped by his early years, growing up poor, living in a room in the back of his parents' bar. He adopted his little sister Darlene after their parents passed away young. Darlene's daughter reminding the room today that Graham was the patriarch of their family, who loved his state and his country like he loved them.
He took care of people in need. He defended the defenseless. He put everyone above himself. He was the most selfless person I have ever known.
Something else people always forget is that he was a retired colonel in the Air Force. He took special care of South Carolina service members. He just secured $200 million for Joint Base Charleston this spring. And now Fox News can confirm by a U.S. Air Force spokesperson that they are changing the name of Joint Base Charleston to be named to Joint Base Lindsey Graham in his honor, Brett.
Amazing tribute. Everybody has a Lindsey story.
They do.
Yeah.
He knew everybody by name and got to know them. And yeah, lots of stories out there.
Thanks, Aishah.
You got it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.